What's good, people? It's your boy Kung Fu d.wulf coming at you with a live reaction and review of Toriko, chapter 346, The Golden Cookware. So, in the last chapter, we had Komatsu meeting up with the 10 shells. And then we have, or the 12 shells, but then we have the reveal that the country in Area 6 is making the full course in their country, just like the Blue Nitro, and that God is made, like some of the ingredients are made from two different types of humans, or one type of human is used for fertilizer for the God ingredient, and the other type of ingredient is used to cook the ingredient. So that last chapter, it just was confusing. And then we had Komatsu at the end cooking air in less than like fucking 5 minutes, and it's taking like all the other chefs in the 10 shells or 12 shells fucking like it's gonna take, they said it would take them like thousands of years and shit. Come on. Yeah, motherfuckers don't know what y'all doing. So let's get into chapter Toriko 346, The Golden Cookware. And we have a couple. Hey, what was that? That explosion just now. It came from the first kitchen. Apparently a cook that showed up out of nowhere finished preparing air on the spot. What did you say? The very air we spent the years and years preparing, he finished in an instant? Oh duh, Komatsu's like a fucking genius. He can like hear the voice of ingredients. He cooked the soup, the century soup that not even the top tiers could create. Like, come on. I hear he's one of the chefs that came from the New World, Chef Komatsu. So we got Chaco over here. He's helping with the preparing the full course. And then we got your boys over here, the Chen shells. There's a huge commotion coming from the cooking grounds. This is the flavor of air is 120% taste. Is it the real thing? And they're apparently tasting it, and we get to see them without their masks. And that's interesting. Honestly, I really got to give it to him. I never imagined this method of preparing air existed delicious. So it was Chef Komatsu, Asururi. That's the chef you had on your eye, wasn't it? Asururi has very discerning eyes. He had his eye on him ever since the disembarking in this country. Well then, if Komatsu-kun passes, who else shall we bring with us to the soul world? In the cooking match, it ended at 2-2 even. Asururi and Chio's match didn't reach a conclusion, but it seemed as though they had a similar level of skill. Not exactly. Since we were able to use Warp Kitchen as we could listen to advice from the food spirits, we had a clear advantage in those matches. As far as pure cooking skill goes, as painful as this say, they were without a doubt superior. Perhaps we've been so occupied with ingredients that were delicious to begin with, and having eternal time to work with them, it seems that at some point we simply forgot the purest appreciation towards flavor. So they apparently don't appreciate food because they have lived so fucking long, and they have basically an eternity to cook the full course. And when you're basically immortal, they're saying you don't really care. You start to lose focus and lose the care about things that are supposed to be the little things in life, like the appreciation of food, basically. And they have to get golden cookware. So one of the nitros is saying that you have to get the golden nitro is saying that you have to get some golden cookware to cook the full course, apparently. I'm so glad you're alright. Without you there, the cooking match, I had no idea the routes. It's almost entire day to get here by train. Basically, they're just meeting up. The 510 shells, that air was absolutely pinnacle flavor, like nothing I tasted before. We know this. We know this. Please don't state the obvious. Come on, let's get into some, let's speed this up, man, because this is just getting boring. Thank you so much. Can I please have your autograph? Call Momatsu. Like a loser, just wanting autographs from every chef in the fucking world. Somehow I knew you'd say that, Komatsu, so I got them for you. And the Nitro already knew that he was gonna say some shit like that. I haven't got the whole world or the country, but I heard this truth about this country's project from Komatsu. Is it true that you're preparing a full course and you sacrifice the lives of inhabitants of the slums? It's true, because it's a recipe. The recipe for God. How is it that God, the main dish of Acacia's full course, is in this country? It's not the original. Over the course of many years, little by little, Don Slime was able to gather seeds and fragments of the full course, and by working together with Judge of the Afterlife, Ika, they were successful in reviving and reproducing them. So back at the stadium when Don Slime said no, he meant the original full course, right? Anyway, who's this Judge of the Afterlife? And speaking of which, where did Don Slime get off to? A recipe that uses humans as fertilizer. The notebook I saw back at the Gourmet Pyramid long ago had a recipe like that. Chi-Chi, Kaka, and Chef Gigi all created it, wasn't it? Yes, it was. And to prepare God, a large amount of energy is required. God itself is a very powerful ingredient that can absorb even the lives of the chefs that create it. So when Foes created God out of the full course, that's probably the ingredient that ended up taking Foes' life. So now we know why Foes basically died. At least that's what it seems like it's inferring, if you want to put two and two together. Originally we used the lives of different creatures, but then humans came around. Humans are weak, get clever, and reproduce well. That made them perfect to use as slaves and fertilizer for the full course. So that's what you created the 4 beasts for. That too is something that just occurred a few hundred or thousands of years ago, and the scope of the history of cooking with a full course is rather recent news. It's in the blues retrospect. Pretty full course was to revive the demon Acacia, so then what is full course? Originally it was to revive Don Slime. Revive Don Slime. So what? It's not now. Who knows why? Don't try to ask him yourself. Oh, he's not here. So in order to prepare God, do you absolutely need to sacrifice the lives of living things? There's no other way. Long ago, there was one single person who was able to spectacularly complete this cooking of God without a single sacrifice, and that chef was Froze. So it seems to cook God, you need somebody that's extremely strong. Froze, the chef that was Acacia's partner, so then that means it's possible of creating it without sacrificing people. Well, we know who's gonna be fucking creating the next full course. It's obviously gonna be Komatsu. It's obviously gonna be Komatsu. But that requires techniques that no one even not even sages of the Blue Nitro know. It would require an incredible amount of strength to stand there. Someone tried to prepare it on them, their life would be sucked away and they would die. Exactly. That's why fucking froze who ended up dying. Because even creating something that's named God obviously is going to take, especially if it's one of the part of the full course. It sounds like some shit that's OP as hell. So you're gonna have to have somebody that's a chef that's fucking top tier, like super fucking high, to create that ingredient. Are you able to use food immersion? Master Chin. If there's a large enough amount of food to replenish my energy, I can take the place of fertilizer for several hundred people. That shit ain't gonna do nothing. Come on. I don't have any interest in this Dawn slime, but cooking the full course was the whole reason we came to the gourmet world. Even so, I personally don't have the skill to prepare ingredients. And yeah. So Master Chin apparently thinks that he can fucking use his food immersion as like a substitute for people. There's no fucking way. 700 people they've had to be cooking this full course for fucking thousands of years because they've stated that they have. And you think a mere 700 people of energy from Master Chin is gonna be able to fucking substitute what they've been doing for thousands of years? The 510 shells? Come on. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Shit, and everybody's trying to sacrifice themselves. And now the Nitro is saying that since they're only creating a fragment of God, they may be able to achieve this with just a few people using food immersion. So are they cooking God or are they not cooking God? Are they just cooking a piece of God? Like, I don't understand this. How is this going to be part of the whole course if they're not cooking the whole God? Cooking a fragment? I don't even understand how this coincides with the full course. Like, cooking a piece of God is the same as cooking God? I don't know. Shit sounds out of place here. But eventually we'll need to cook the entire full course, and to be honest, the most troublesome one is not God at all. That is why there's something you must do as quickly as possible. Preparing a full course above all else takes time. Is that one that dwells here in area, the fish treasure another. The amount of time it takes to prepare is approximately 600,000. This thing. 600,000 years? Okay. Fuck, seriously. I can't even get my head around that amount of time. What will we be using for that is the soul world. If we repair it there where the progression of time is nearly zero, we can reduce the cooking time by a massive amount. The problem right now are the tools. No pot or kitchen knife exists in this world that can be used to continuously for tens of thousands of years, no matter how marvelous of tools they are over time, they will wear out, rust, and deform. Not to mention the fact that they can't even be brought into the soul world. The only tools that can be brought there are the golden cookware. Those are the 7 tools said to be able to handle food, spirit food, aren't they? Indeed, in order to handle another, we need as many chefs as possible to enter the soul world. But the most vital part, we lack our tools. We must gather their materials as quickly as possible and then create the golden cookware. Where can we find it? They can be found in the coral and shells that live here in the sea of Area 6, but they cannot be claimed by any ordinary means. They are powerful monsters known as the 7 Beasts. So I guess now we're gonna get a reveal. Oh shit. The first of the materials is the kitchen knife, is the teeth of the Shark King Raizame. So we got a lightning shark here. The pots material is the rock from the Turtle King Pandora. And then we have the chopping board comes from the body of the coral king, Corlum. And then we got the frying pan is made of the scales of the scaled king Atlantis. And the ladle comes from the legs of the octopus king Yamatako Orochi. And then the apron is the skin of the sea king Ocean. Yeah. These last two look fucking weird as shit. The octopus Yamatako Orochi, a snake octopus, and a sea king Ocean is like some slime type looking shit. Like Raizami and Pandora look cool as shit. But these other three, like, they just look fucking out of a different, well, I can't even say because they're fucking probably in a different dimension. I don't even know what the hell to say. And finally, the 7-1, the spatula is here in Blue. Taken from minerals from the Clan King Giant Shell. So, Giant Shell is one of the 7 kings of Area 6. One of the materials comes from the Giant Shell as well. In actuality, the Giant Shell was originally the home of another. In ancient times, when this shell was still much smaller, another used it to hide itself from the Whale King Moon. During that time, the endless flavor that poured out of another endowed itself into the shell, turning the materials in it into a special flavor mineral. It is also at some time around then that within here, another is said to have surpassed the speed of light and vanished into the soul world. The shell became a back chair. So apparently the 7 kings are the only beasts in Area 6 that cannot be caught or that can go against Whale King Moon because they have their own form of they have their own back channels each other, or their own safe zones that are back channels that we got revealed in the last chapters. This shit is fucking crazy. And then you got another surpassing the speed of light in one of these kings. This shit just keeps getting weirder and weirder. Gourmet Knights. There's 7 beasts, so the Gourmet Knights are gonna go up to the 7 beasts and get pieces of them. And obviously Karibo's gonna make all of the damn cookware and potware and all that shit. How very promising indeed. What you said is true, Judgy. Without a doubt, Don. Even now, Neo is ready to revive at any moment. You must hurry. So, there's like this guy named Judgy that is like has some octopus tentacles and shit. Is he on like this? Is he like part of the fusion that I said in the last chapters between Ichigo and Don Slime? Is he like part of this? Because he has like a mustache and shit, and he has those octopus legs. And in the last chapter, Don Slime had octopus legs. So is he fused with Don Slime and Ichigo? Or is it just Don Slime and this guy named Judge? This chapter just keeps getting more confusing as it goes along. And more questions and convoluted like explanations. Like it's like so fucking convoluted and fucking out there. Like space, time continuums and all this shit. Like Mitsutoshi is going into like realms of impossibility that I don't even want to like delve into because this shit is getting crazy. So tell me what you think is going to happen in the next chapter of Toriko. Tell me what you think about like where Mitsutoshi is going with this, because it just seems like he's just running rampant with all this crazy shit that he's just introducing into all these chapters. So come for the wolf, comment, subscribe, like, it's right there. There's the button right there. Peace out.